Hey, what's going on? What is today? Today's Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday evening to all you amazing people. So I just saw a funny post. So I just had something pretty darn cool happen. I won't go into details, but um what's up, Frank Cornetti, my brother? How you doing, man? Good to see you. So I had a I'm trying to open this on my phone. My apologies. What's up, Samuel Sneed? Yeah, today's been a freaking amazing day, man. I mean, it's just been an absolutely amazing day, and I just had something really cool happen. Um, I'm not going into details because I can't yet. Um, but I'm telling you, what's up, Atlas 128? Who are you? What's your real name on Periscope? I just threw you up on the screen there. Atlas 128. Don't know your real name from that. Hey, Pam Aubrey, Andrea, how in the world? Today's Tuesday. It is in the UK. That's funny. What are you, 4 hours? It's 10:21 Eastern here. So it's three. So that's 5 hours. 5 hours? Wow. Hey Tammy, how are you? Good to see you. So this thing that just happened, like it's something that I've needed this missing person element in my business for some time, and just the way things kind of unfolded today, it just so happens that it looks like I have that missing element now, and it's a very key component to what I'm trying to accomplish. And so I've made many attempts, not to successful with finding the right fit. And you know, I hate to say this, man. This sounds terrible. But this COVID-19, the coronavirus, um, I could have I could have said, woe is me, poor me. I can't believe this. I can't go out. I can't do whatever. But instead, I decided to reframe it and pursue business in a different way. And as a result, man, I am like, I mean, it's going crazy right now. It's absolutely going crazy. So all I can say to you is this. I've spent, and I just had a couple more people get on my course today. um you know all I can say is you got to trust the process, and as hard as that is sometimes, man, I'm telling you, there's been times where we were so broke we couldn't pay electric bills, we couldn't pay gas bills, we couldn't buy food. There were times building our business that things were really bad, and I was doing everything I knew how to do. And I always forgot that there's a process to all of this. There's no such thing as an overnight success. There's no such thing as, and listen, I'm not saying I'm, Andrea says she's in the wide awake club at 3:20 in the morning. Wow. So, like some things are really starting to pop and things are starting to fall into place. And I talked to Frank Cornetti tonight. Frank, are you still on here? I don't know if Frank's still on here or not. He jumps in for a minute and then leaves. So, hey, Spencer, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, man. It's not, it's just my story, man. I've been where I literally could not afford to pay attention. I've had my utilities shut off. I've had cars repossessed, lost a house. I mean, we have been through it. And you know what, man? You got it. What's up, Jason Alt? Cindy says, love to talk with Glenn, Christopher, and the ladies. Helped with knowing that we're all in this together. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that is so awesome. Bob Donnell is the man. What's up, Brian Hess? What's going on, my brother? So hey, Danielle Rowe, how are you? Good to see you. So I've been in that position where it felt like no matter what I did, it wasn't going to work out. Things weren't working out for me. I was scared. I was, all of that stuff. And with fear comes a lot of crazy stuff. With fear comes a lot of uncertainty, like to the nth degree. When your electric is shut off, like, drop a 1. And I want you to be, this is a moment of truth. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever had your electric shut off because you didn't pay the bill. You couldn't pay the bill. Come on, drop a 1. Spencer says, I've been working on my positivity podcast, and I would have hoped it'd grow now of all times when the negative drumbeat is so intense. The mainstream media is making people lose their minds and hope and minds too. Yeah. So look, when, and this is a cliche. It's a cliche. I promise you. And I know that you know that. What's up, Corey Calvin? The cliche is it's always darkest before dawn, right? And what I found in my 51 and 9/10 years on this planet, almost 52 years, what I found is that is true, man. Things always seem to be at their very worst before they get better. And I'm telling you, and I understand that. Ann says she's struggling to make some life decisions right now, what way to go. It's annoying. What I can tell you is, and Samuel, I know, man, what I can tell you is this is the more you can spend time alone and in a quiet place, doing some meditation and deep breathing, just like going inside and seeking the answers. The answers are there. I promise you, they are there. The answers are there. You've got to get some laser-like focus on what it is that you want to create and manifest in your life. And then you have to come up with an action plan, not overthinking action plan, but you have to, the biggest thing that people miss, and I've heard people say this about the movie The Secret and the law of attraction, is it requires an unbelievable amount of action. And where people screw up is they say they set this goal, this target of whatever it is, and then they start like, I'm going to manifest $50,000 or whatever it is, right? And they're really pumped up, they're really fired up, their molecules are all fired up and moving at a high rate of speed, and their thoughts are right on, and they're going for it. And then a certain amount of time goes by and it doesn't happen. Or worse, some things go wrong or sideways along that journey of getting whatever it is your target is. And so doubt creeps in. Now, doubt creeps in with all of us. It creeps into my mind thousands of times a day, every day, still. And it does with anybody. And anybody that says that it doesn't will lie to you about other stuff too. They will. Colleen, how you doing? Christopher Newman. Ken Walls, I always enjoy when you speak. Dude, thank you for being on here. I appreciate you saying that. I'm going to throw you up on the screen for that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So you went when that doubt starts creeping in, and it will creep in, You've got to learn how to redirect your thoughts and reframe. You got to learn how to get refocused immediately on your goals. And that's where I'm constantly writing, man. When I start having those thoughts, like maybe something doesn't go exactly the way that I wanted it to, or a deal goes sideways, whatever it is, I got to get out a piece of paper. I got to get out my iPad and Apple Pencil, and I start writing and writing and writing my goals and what is that I want to bring into my life. And I get really super hyper focused on that. Sometimes I'll turn off the lights and just sit and I'm not talking like woo woo foo foo meditation stuff. Some people do that. I do it in the mornings. I meditate every single morning of my life, but sometimes it requires just shutting everything down for 15 minutes, 5 minutes, just shutting it down. Put your phone in do not disturb mode, shut down your computer for a minute, whatever it is, and stop and focus on breathing. We're in a very tumultuous period of time right now. I mean, it is very, very tumultuous. And on social media, I see a lot of people freaking out. There's a lot of people freaking out. And the more that you freak out and panic, the more you're going to bring stuff to freak out and panic about into your life. So it would be a very, very, very good idea for you to focus on what you would like to create. Focus on being creative. I just had this amazing conversation. I mean, amazing conversation. And it was all about creating this really cool stuff for my business. And when I hung up, I was like, man, because before that I was kind of feeling, oh, I'm tired, I'm dragging, blah, 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 all of that stuff. When I hung up the phone, I realized that I was wide awake and I was fired up and I was really positive. Now, why is that? And I really thought, now, why is that? Because literally 2 minutes before that phone call, I was like needing to take a nap, tired. I mean, I was tired. And what I realize is the more that we are in, and I wrote this is part of my book. The more that we are in a creativity mode. What's up, Chuck Studebaker? The more that we are in a creativity mode, the more alive we're going to be. The more alive, the more we focus on creating new stuff, exciting stuff, it literally wakes you up. It gets you going. It helps you pop up out of bed in the morning. I get that there is this coronavirus. Ann says, no, well, and here, Ann just said this. No, Ann said this. We're on a roller coaster right now. Let me say something to you, and this might piss you off. And if it does, I'm sorry. You're welcome to leave. You're on a roller coaster. I'm not on that roller coaster. I'm just going to tell you, I'm not on that roller coaster. Look, in recovery, we have a saying in recovery, and it goes like this. You can choose to get off the elevator at any floor you want to get off at. Any floor you can get off of the elevator, or you can take it all the way down to the basement of insanity. But you can choose to get off any floor. You can hit that emergency button right now and climb your butt out of the elevator. Ryan said, I'm leaving. That's funny. Like, look, get out, get off the elevator. It's your choice. You don't have to be on that. Listen, you don't have to be on that roller coaster. You don't have to, you can get off of the ride. It's your fun park. It's your theme park. And hey, you know what? Some people actually live for roller coasters. Me personally, I can take them or leave them. Not my favorite thing in the world to do is to ride a thing on metal pull things all the way up 450 feet high. No, that's not for me. And I don't choose to do it with my life. And you get to decide right now if you want to be on the ride or you want to get off the elevator. At any point, just hit that emergency button, man. Stop the elevator and get off. You don't need to ride it all the way to the bottom. The more that you tell yourself things like, oh man, it's so up and down right now. Oh, the whole world's coming to an end. I know that Corona is waiting right outside my front door. Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You're trying to decide where to go in 2 days. I understand if you're in that position. I understand that. If you're in a position where the sheriff has showed up and said you need to go, I understand. That can be scary. I get that. But 2 days is 2 days. You still have time. You still have time. Live in the moment, because right now, in this very, very moment right now, there's not a thing in the world wrong with right now. If you're still alive, you're still breathing. And if you're not alive and breathing, well, there's definitely nothing wrong in your world right now. It's the truth. And I'm not saying, like, look, I don't wish death on anyone, but at the end of it all, when we're gone, the only people it's the people that suffers, not the person that passed away. It's the people that are left behind. I'm not as worried about the virus. Good. What are you worried about then? Mark Gassert, how in the world are you? Am I saying your name right? Gassert. Am I saying that right, dude? Or is it could be Gassert. I think it's Gassert. Creativity is your choice to keep moving forward. My dad had a saying back in the day, there ain't no can't. Get cracking, my boy. It's true, man. It's true. And like I said, you know, I've been in the place. Look, we all, me, everyone makes decisions on. Look, I see people making really, really bad decisions, financial decisions, screwing other people over, doing people wrong. There's a guy, I unfriended him on Facebook. He hit me up one night, asked me for $100 loan, said he needed, it was on a Friday night, 11 o'clock, probably needed booze money. I don't know. Asked me for $100. I only had $700 in cash to my name at that moment. And he asked me for $100. I gave him the $100. I said, sure. He said, I'll pay you back Monday, no later than Tuesday. Acted like we were long lost brothers. I barely know this guy. I said, dude, just make sure you get me back, man. No problem. Here's the $100. And I sent it to him. Monday rolled around. Tuesday rolled around. No money, no money. Thursday rolled around. I sent him a message. Hey, bro, this is your long lost brother that I, gave you the $100. That was not a gift. It was a loan. You said you'd pay me back by Monday or Tuesday. Oh, I'm blah, 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 blah. I never got the money back. And that's okay. It only cost me $100 to get somebody like that, a taker and a loser, out of my life. It only cost me $100. I'm good. I'm good with that. Because now I've been paid back, trust me, a lot more than $100. So, I see people doing stupid stuff, man. Stupid stuff, screwing other people out of money. I see it. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? I screwed up. I cannot give you the $100 right now, but I can give you $10 a week. I can give you $10 a month. Something. People don't do that, man, because they're so full of pride. Oh, or maybe it's a drinking or drug problem I'm not aware of. I don't know. I've been there. Hey, Eric Brower, how you doing? Jose says, not worried at all. Just praying like I have the last couple of years. That's right. That's right. Ann says she's worried if she should stay in Massachusetts or go to Pennsylvania. I would be traveling alone and through Connecticut and New York. So and Ryan, I appreciate you saying that, bro. I really do. But I'm not saying that to elevate myself in any way. I'm not. I promise you I'm not, because I have done some really, really bad things. Really bad things. I got sober 17 and a half years ago. And even sober, I've done some really, really bad things, dumb things. And yes, I agree with Eric. Eric says, go for it. I agree. Look, the Bible says, if ye have faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, it will be sufficient enough to move a mountain. Move a mountain. I'd say driving a car across a couple of states is nothing compared to moving a mountain, right? So go for it. Man, you can't, like Eric just said, you can't stay at home forever. You can't. I mean, if you have opportunity in other states, go. Go. Unless you're under house arrest. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're under house arrest, you may want to check in with your PO or something. But if you're not, then, I mean, you're not, like Grant Cardone says, move. You're not a tree. Go. Move. Go. But you know what? Like, seriously, if somebody helps you out, don't forget where you came from, man. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget what people do for you. There's been a lot of people that's helped me on my journey, and I mean a lot of people. And I am so grateful. Whoever created this wants this. Makes sense? Whoever created this wants this. I'm not tracking, bro. I don't know what that means. Sorry, man. There are a lot of people, because your honesty and true care. I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. That's really kind of you. Thank you, Jose. Thank you. I appreciate all of you, man. This is not about me. I came on here to talk to you about, like, look, you've got to, I don't care what it is. There is a process. There is a gestation period. If you don't know what the word gestation means, Google it maybe. It's the growth. It's the you know, from the moment the sperm cell hits the egg, from then until birth is the gestation period, when that baby is growing inside of mama, living off of all the nutrients mama puts in it. Thank you, Pam. You're the best too. My mother lived through the bombing of Hitler in London for 8 months straight, 24/7. This is nothing. Wow. Holy moly. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There's an example of, she's probably like, Corona what? Like, seriously. Sure, I'll have a Corona. Get me one. Give me a lime with it. You kidding me? Hitler tried to kill me for months and months and months. Yes, I will have a Corona with a lime. I'm not making light of the people that have passed away. I swear I'm not. I'm not in any way. So don't anybody come at me with that. I've already gotten those messages. You're insensitive. I'm not insensitive, man. First off, like, part of, you do realize that the moment you were born into this world, you were born with a death sentence attached, right? Like, you are going to die. You are. So am I. We're all, nobody gets out of here alive. Nobody. We're going to die. When we die, we don't feel pain. My grandparents are dead and they feel no pain, nothing, nada, zilch. Nothing. Nothing. You don't feel anything after you're gone. So the mourning process is really, it's the survivors, right? And I've always said, that's right. Right there. We all have a dash between our years on our tombstones. We all do. And a friend of mine a long time ago told me he likes to visit these old graveyards. And he said he was standing over this graveyard, and he said, I looked down and I saw the year this dude was born, like in 1874 or something. And he died in like 1909. And he was standing there above this guy's grave looking down at the tombstone. And he said, and it suddenly occurred to me, that guy's been down there. He's been down there way longer than he was up here. Way longer than he was up here. He said, and I noticed the dash between the years, and I thought, I wonder what that dude did with his dash. I wonder what he did with his life, with his time here. Was he a self-centered, selfish guy that didn't care about anyone but himself? Wonder how much of his money is down there with him. Whenever I get really stressed out, concerned, worried, upset, I go through the same process we all do. What is in my eye all of a sudden? We all go through that moment of stress and whatever, right? But once I get to a certain point, I process it and I go, look, how important was this problem 200 years ago? And how important is this problem going to be 200 years from now? This problem didn't exist. It didn't exist 200 years ago, and it's not going to exist 200 years from now because I will be dead. In fact, there's a good chance that my grandchildren or great-grandchildren will be around and they won't even know who I was, having never even met me. We worry about the craziest stuff, and it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Here's what I think. I think it's our duty not to steal from Grant Cardone. I think it's my duty, obligation, and responsibility to show love and caringness for every single person that I come in contact with. And the ones who have hurt me, the ones who've tried to hurt me, I disconnect from them and I pray for them. I send them loving thoughts and blessings. The guy that owes me the $100, he'll never pay me, and that's fine. Right? I mean, if I'm 100% honest, I had seen this guy's Facebook feed for several years, and it's always about his drinking problem and this and that. So it's the old story of picking up the snake. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you don't know the snake story and would like to hear it, drop a 2 in the comments. But you know, I guess the message is I knew when I gave the dude, I knew when I gave it to him, I knew. It's the way it goes. It's the way people are. And you know, like we have a sixth sense. You know, you have that gut feeling about things and you choose to ignore it. And then you get, is that coffee? Okay. Ann hasn't heard it. Tina hasn't heard it, wants to know. So this guy is walking through the woods one day and comes across this injured snake laying on the ground. And oddly enough, the snake can talk, and he says, "Sir, please help me. Take me to the snake hospital. The dude's like, no, man, I'm not picking you up. You're a freaking snake. You'll bite me. He's like, no, I swear to God, I won't. Just take me to the hospital. I'm going to die, please. He's like, no, dude, you're a snake. Finally, the snake convinces him, I'm not going to bite you. So he picks the snake up, puts him in his jacket pocket, and he heads down the trail through the woods. He's walking along and comes to an opening as he's going down this hill, and the snake pokes his head out to see where they are and looks out and reaches down and boom, bites the guy right on the wrist. And the guy's like, oh my God, you bit me. And he falls down on the ground. They're both laying there. And he's like, why would you bite me, dude? What in the world? Now we're both going to die. And the snake goes, dude, I'm sorry that I'm a snake. That's what we do. Like, snakes are going to be snakes, man. You got to let them be snakes. We get upset when they're like, no, snake. You're supposed to be a rhinoceros or a friendly little kangaroo baby or a zebra or something, not a snake. Dude, it's a snake. It's going to bite you. There's a really good chance. So, like, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Cindy says, you're only responsible for what you do for people, not what people do with what you give them. Amen. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. I had somebody come at me one day because I gave a homeless guy $40 some, all the cash I had, like $43 or something. It was everything I had in my wallet at the time in cash. And I'm like, dude, he's like, he's just going to buy a bunch of booze with that. And I'm like, dude, that's between him and God, man. That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. What he does with that money is between him and his higher power, not me. I have nothing to do with that. My responsibility is to give the tithe and the offering, right? That counts. That counts. If you believe in tithing and offering, that counts. And anybody that says that doesn't count, I would disconnect from them completely and forever. Eric said, I saved it. You saved the snake. Dude, that's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. So look, as we all go through this, and who knows how long this is going to go on. I don't know. It could go on another 30, maybe 60. I don't know how many days it's going to go on. Nobody does. We're all living in this place of complete uncertainty, not knowing what's around the next corner, not knowing, and here's the bottom line. The bottom line is you have to trust the process. Trust the process. No matter where it is you are right now, no matter what you're going through, trust the process. Trust the process. No, I saved this $43 for my invoice. Oh my Lord, have mercy. So look, no matter where you are, got to trust this process. We're all going through it. And let me tell you something. This is what I think is really funny. Not funny in a ha-ha, you lose kind of way. There are a ridiculous amount of people right now that were out renting Lamborghinis and renting Ferraris and renting and trying to put on this big act and pretend that they were something that they're not. And those people right now are being hit really hard. And they are going to be outed. They're going to be outed. They're going to be outed. And guess what? They're going to be life is pushing everybody to be on the right path right now. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Nothing. Unless you are a scientist. They're renting tents. Right. That's funny. Unless you're a scientist that has the ability to come up with a cure that's going to cure the whole globe right now and everybody gets out of this lockdown mode, there's nothing you can do about it. Not a thing. Hey, I see Todd Bailey just liked the video. Is Todd on here too? I have Todd Bailey and Eric Brower. You got to be kidding me. So look, trust the process, man. Trust the process. You're going through it. We're all going through it. Figure out a way. Figure out a way. And I'm going to throw this out right now. If you're hurting for money and you need a job because you can't get to somewhere to make money, I will hire you and I'll pay you a really good commission. I will. I will not pay you a salary. I will pay you a commission. And it'll be a really good commission. And you'll be selling something that a lot of people need right now. So look, and I'll train you, and I won't charge you to train you. How's that? I'm a bit curious why you have an office chair on the beach. You know what, Pam? That's funny. My daughter said the same exact thing. Abigail literally said, Daddy, why are we sitting on an office chair on the beach? I said, because my beach has an office chair on it. She goes, okay. That's so funny. I just watched Ferris Bueller. That's awesome, dude. Todd Bailey. You guys need to follow Todd Bailey and Eric Brower. Those two are, even though they live in Michigan, they're really good people. Even though they live in Michigan, don't hold that against them. Just because they don't know how to win a football game when they play Ohio State. Anyway, I love you guys. I think that, I was just sitting here tonight feeling incredibly blessed. And, I had this conversation with someone that's a missing key component from some stuff that I want to do in my business. And it looks like I may have found the solution. And I just think about, like, man, I am blessed. I'm really, really, really blessed. And there have been many, many days that have gone by in the last 4 or 5 years where I did not feel blessed, man. I did not feel blessed. Although I should have felt blessed, I didn't, because things weren't going the way I wanted them to. And when I finally surrendered and said, you know what? I just have to trust the process. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. And it will happen. And here's the thing. Many people are like, here, listen. And we've all heard this, but let me remind you, and I'm going to go, Ryan. Ryan's saying goodnight, and I decided to keep talking. I'm sorry. But let me say this one thing, and then I'm going to bounce. Have you ever heard the saying, if it's meant to be, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop it? And if it's not meant to be, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to make it work. Do you get that? Now there's people that say, oh no, if it's to be, it's up to me. I agree, man. But here, a very old friend of mine, very spiritual guy, said to me one time, he said, listen, you need to work. You need to pray as if you cannot work, and work as if there is no God. right? And there are some things I truly believe are imprinted on your soul. They're imprinted in your heart that you're supposed to be doing. And you've chosen to ignore them. You've chosen to ignore what it is. Well, I tried for 3.5 days once and it didn't work out. Dude, what? You got to go all in. I mean, all in. I've done it. I've done it where I risked every single thing that I had and lost. And lost. It's happened. What didn't kill me. I'm still here. I'm still here. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Tub Thumping by Chubbawamba. Love that song. All right, y'all. Listen, have a great night. Thanks for hopping on here. I appreciate all of you. Stop making fun of my office chair on the beach. I can have an office chair on my beach if I want to. You guys rock. Jose, you rock. Andrea, you're awesome. Eric, yes. And all or nothing. Make that move. Do your thing. Live like you are dying because you are. You are dying. You're not going to be here forever. As much as your ego wants you to believe you are, you're not. You're going to die. Live your life for the love of everything holy. Live your life and have an awesome night. Thank you all. I appreciate you. And that is the rest of the story, as the great Paul Harvey would say. You guys have a good night. We'll see you.